NBA teams need to stop doing this. And this is not a once-off phenomenon. This is something that has been happening since the dawn of time, and teams need to stop. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We're trying to hit 5.3k by the end of the day. We're only 12 subscribers off. But teams need to stop with this. They need to stop. And what is that? It is signing Miami Heat role players. Obviously, this graphic's a few days old. Gabe Vincent literally has played, 44 minutes of basketball at one stage. The man did not score in 44 minutes of basketball. Not only that, he didn't have an assist or a rebound. The guy was doing his Tony Snell impression. He was out here doing cardio. And the Lakers paid the guy after a great playoff run for the Miami Heat. Stop paying system role players. And what do I mean by that? If you are a system player and you do not play said system, stop paying them like they're going to be able to have the equivalent impact without that system. We're seeing it in Orlando with KCP. We are seeing it in Well, obviously we're seeing it with Gabe Vincent. Like Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin nearly won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He nearly won ECF MVP. He's averaging 9 points per game. They paid Caleb Martin. He's averaging 9 points per game. Like last year, he averaged 10. He's still averaging around the same, but he's doing it on more minutes, on a worse field goal percentage, and a worse three-point percentage. Because he was a Miami Heat role player. And we've seen some stuff happen since the dawn of time. They always said this, and it was like, you do not sign a player from the Heat. You don't sign a role player from the Heat. Because they just fill the role in a good system. If you don't have that system. Just like you don't sign role players from the Spurs. Unless their names are Patty Mills or a bucket. Like, the amount of times where Boris Diaw, my favorite player in all of basketball. I've never seen a man change the game as much without taking a shot. Like, that man would just wander. He'd just wander. He'd do his own thing. He'd just start wandering around the court. And all of a sudden, he's drawn like three players and will just catch the ball. And before he's even caught the ball, he knows what he's doing. He'll just throw it somewhere. It's pass, score. Like, it was mental. Finals MVP 2014. But, like, when he left the Spurs, he sucked again. He was great for Phoenix. Sucked when he went everywhere else he went. Like, Charlotte and stuff. Then he went to the Spurs, had his career revived, and he sucked when he left the Spurs. Like, we never heard of Gary Neal after he left the Spurs. Nando De Colo ended up going back to Europe. All of these guys, a lot of these guys we never heard of. And then you combo that with overpaying based on a playoff run. We're seeing the Nuggets do it with Jamal Murray. We saw, as early as I remember, we saw the Knicks do it with Mike James. Was it Mike? Jerome James. That was it, Jerome James. Like they thought they paid him like he was LeBron James. I'm pretty sure there was actually a year where Jerome James is getting paid more than LeBron James. And I'm not joking when I say this about Jerome James. This man right here was garbage. Like, absolutely garbage. And you know what? If he has a problem with that, you made a hell of a lot of money in the NBA. But, like, the guy was out of the league. He played with the Harlem Globetrotters. The man was with the Globetrotters, played a year with the Kings, then went overseas, played a few years with the Seattle Supersonics, where he, at his peak, he averaged 4.9 points per game. He had a really good playoff series. So what did the Knicks do? They paid him a 5-year, $30 million deal, which, by the way, in 2005, was a lot of money. That was a lot of money for a backup. And then he went to average 3 points a game. One of the worst contracts of all time. Teams need to stop doing it. Genuinely. Teams need to stop doing that. Stop signing players and paying them based on how they fit into a system if you don't play the system. I'm sorry. Miami's system is a really good system. All this South Beach stuff, like Heat culture. Imagine taking someone from Heat culture and putting him into the freaking LeBron Lakers. Putting him in the LA Braun and expecting similar results. It's like taking someone from the freaking Spurs, putting them in the Lakers and expecting similar results. I'm sorry. Like, it's never going to work out. And we see teams keep doing this, and it's a mistake they'll make time after time after time. If you are, stars are going to be stars, but system players, if you do not play the system, like if you, there are teams where you could put Gabe Vincent on and he could be a really good player. The Lakers are not one of them because they just play a lot of the time to stand around and watch LeBron AD system. And as much as JJ Redick is a basketball savant as far as some of his sets, as far as some of his reads, this team does not play a San Antonio Spurs type share the ball around everything system. European style offense. Like JJ Redick, as far as his understanding of the game, is great, but you can't implement a team system in 6 months. Teams that have good systems, good culture, the likes of the Heat, the likes of Pop and the Spurs, are the teams with the long-term coaches. You might see it in somewhere like a Memphis over time. You might see it over time. Like if these teams can keep their coaches, keep their background teams, keep their structure involved, the players that succeed at these franchises, they have to go to another franchise like that. You can't put them in a win now situation where the team plays a different system and you can expect something different, especially when it's a player like Gabe Vincent, who realistically, as good as he was made look 100 times better than he was in Miami. Like I'm a Miami fan. He was great for us. He was better than Kyle Lowry. But again, we've seen what Kyle Lowry has done since Miami. Like, I don't know. Like teams keep falling into the trap of paying based on a playoff run and paying based on how a player does in a system they don't play. Like it was such a dumb decision. And this isn't even like a hindsight dumb decision. I thought this was a dumb decision at the time. Just like the Sixers, they're like, you know what? Yeah, we're trying to like go out of our way to basically stop or to build a team around Embiid. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go and bring in freaking Caleb Martin, another Miami Heat player, when the same thing happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Am I wrong with this? Am I completely wrong with this? Like, I could be very much wrong. And if I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know, because I'm willing to admit sometimes my thoughts are going to be, you're going to see this on the channel, sometimes my thoughts can be completely crazy and out there. And it might just be me thinking this. So if you guys agree, let me know. If you guys disagree, that's fine as well. As long as it doesn't as long as the insults don't go to personal insults, then, you know, I'm cool with anything being said. Either way, I will see you guys later.